Hello team. Hello team. Let's go. So, CrossFit Open, week 1. I'm going to go through a couple of things. I've got a document here that is basically open strategy, warm-ups, specific movement prep, a little bit of a heart rate spiker. But before we get into any of this, what we need to do before we do anything is read the brief, read the standards, understand what you need to do and understand what's required, because you don't want to do the workout wrong. You don't want to have to redo the workout, and you don't want to look like a tit posting that you said that you got a certain time, but you've done the whole thing wrong, right? Because it's happened before. And we're not those guys. So, with that being said, obviously you guys should be familiar with the workout now. It's 21 burpees. 20. Look at that. Fucking getting it wrong. 21 snatches, 21 burpees, 21 snatches, 21 burpees, 15 snatch, 15 burpee, 15 snatch, 15 burpee, 9 snatch, 9 burpee, 9 snatch, 9 burpee. Done. Right? Wait for the girls, 15. Wait for the guys, 22 and a half. If you're doing scaled, it is 10 kilo for the girls and 15 kilos for the guys. That's the scaled numbers. On that, right, about people doing it wrong, quick start, standing tall with your back to the dumbbell. After the call, go, you pick up the dumbbell and do your 21 snatches. They did it fucking wrong on the live announcement. The actual sport of CrossFit got the fucking thing wrong right from the get-go, which is just hilarious, I find. But we're not going to make that mistake because we've read this and we went through it and we understand what we need to do when we need to do it. And that's it, right? So there's no time cap. You've got 15 minutes to do it. I think it's quite doable in order to get this done in that time frame. Just from seeing, I've coached a bunch of people this morning doing it, so I've seen it in person. I've not done it yet myself, but I've seen what it kind of looks like and roughly what to expect from it. From that, some of the standards when it comes to the movements, right, which are super important. What we're looking for is both heads of the dumbbell touching the floor at the start. You're going to pick the dumbbell up. You're going to pick the dumbbell up. Sorry, I'm getting messages. You're going to pick the dumbbell up and you're going to lock it out overhead. With the dumbbell in line with the shoulder, which is in line with the hip, which is in line with the knee, in line with the ankle, right? Common no reps is a hand on the arm, one head of the dumbbell touching the floor, not fully extending, or the dumbbell out in front of you. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to look like this chick here, right? We're going to look exactly like her. Now with the burpee, I've got a little bit of an important part on that, right? And it's that when you're doing it, where you place your hands on the floor kind of matters, and it can help you on the burpee. What you can kind of see here is a couple of things where obviously people's chests aren't touching, they're stepping over the dumbbell, they're jumping in front of, or they're making contact with the dumbbell. Now, where you put your hands in line with the dumbbell, essentially what I'm looking for you to do is that when your chest touches the floor, the dumbbell should be almost like by your hip, so that by the time that you extend up from the burpee, you bring your feet towards the dumbbell, your feet are already in line with the dumbbell. You don't have to get towards it and then jump over it from there. So you don't want your hands in line with the dumbbell. You want your hips in line with the dumbbell and your hands to be slightly in front of it. And that's one kind of thing that I noticed. Here's a scorecard, pretty self-explanatory. And yeah, if you've not got a judge, get it filmed. And if you've got a judge, that's absolutely fine. If you're doing it in the box, I'm sure you'll go through a warm-up and stuff like that. But if you're doing it on your own time, I've got a little bit of a strategy here. So GoWOD are doing a pretty cool thing now. I use that app for all my mobility stuff. They do a free thing during the Open just to get people obviously downloading their app and hopefully subscribing to it. But it's free. The now during the Open, and you can do a workout that's specific to the Open, or a warm up mobility session that's specific to the Open, which is quite cool. Do that. After that, do a little bit of a heart rate builder. So go into the machine for 2 to 5 minutes, bike, ski, row, whatever, just to get the blood flowing, and then into some specific movement prep. Now, by this point, all of the bits and pieces should be ironed out, so we're just going to go straight onto the dumbbell. You've already spent probably 12 to 15 minutes on A and B. Getting into C, you're going to grab one set. You're going to grab a lighter dumbbell. You're going to do 8 dumbbell deadlifts on one side, 8 dumbbell deadlifts on the other side, 8 dumbbell hang snatch on one side, 8 dumbbell hang snatch on the other side, and then 8 and 8 on the on opposite arms. First set lighter, and then your second set is going to be at your workout weight, right? Again, if you're doing scaled, grab a 7, then go to 10. Grab a 10, go to a 15, or if you're doing RX, grab a 15, go to 22. Whatever way that you're doing the workout, go light, then go heavy. And then the burpees, you're going to practice the standards, so just do between 5 and 10 reps of right, okay, what am I doing in terms of my hand placement? Put my hands in front of the dumbbell, so my hip is next to it. What I would also recommend as well is that For the most part, you should probably step up your burpees. Jump down and step up on the burpees is what I would recommend. So as you're doing it, essentially, the outside leg steps up first, inside leg tracks, hop over, hop back. Then you're basically alternating which leg you do, which you jump up with. I know James and Andy are quite good at this. I'm actually not as good. I always just favour one leg, which I'm trying to get the habit of that. So practice that standard a wee bit because it is going to save you. It's going to save your hips. It's going to save one leg from tiring out too much. So always just think outside leg steps up first. Towards the end, if you've got a lot of juice, you can jump them up and start to sprint it a little bit. But I would probably recommend that everybody should probably just be stepping their dumbbells, stepping their burpees from the start. You're then going to go into a little bit of a heart rate spiker. 2 rounds at 95% effort, 5 snatch, 5 burpee, 5 snatch, 5 burpee, 2 rounds at workout weight. Really get your heart rate fucking as high. You should feel knackered after that and be like, oh my God, I have to do a full workout. That's how you should feel because you're going to feel like that in the session and you'd rather spike your heart rate before you go in than in the balls of the middle of the workout. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see people do is they don't get the heart rate up high enough before doing the workout and they end up panicking. I'm panicking now and panicking whilst doing it. And then rest 5, 10, however long that you feel ready, and then you're going to get after it. In terms of actual strategy and actual kind of tips behind it, what I would potentially recommend in a workout like this is to go a little bit more conservative on the dumbbell at the start and kind of be quite aggressive with your burpee pace. Now that could mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. For someone who's RX or trying to push quarterfinals, being aggressive with their burpee pace might mean they are actually quite aggressive with their burpee pace. With someone who's maybe doing scaled or who is more of a bubble athlete or someone who's a scaled athlete, what that might mean is that they just don't stop moving rather than, standing up and taking a bit of a rest before going back into your burpees. You're constantly moving. It doesn't need to be fast, but you're constantly moving. And then the dumbbells potentially where you regain a bit of your breath. As the workout goes on, you can then pick up that dumbbell cadence if you have the capacity to. That's what I would think, because the dumbbell's kind of the easier bit of the workout. I know I'd rather do 90 dumbbell snatches than 90 burpees. I know it's going to take longer. 90 burpees is going to take a lot longer than 90 snatches. So you want to be kind of a little bit controlled on the snatches and a little bit more aggressive on the burpees because that makes up the majority of the workout. Again, after you do the 421s, that's the bulk of the workout pretty much over, especially when you get through the first half of the 15s. I think that's when you just kind of need to hang in there and just get on with it. Do you know what I mean? Just suck it up a little bit. It's the thing we signed up for, unfortunately, so we just need to get after it. Pretty simple workout, not much skill involved, can't really hide much. You just need to go for it, basically. There's not too much strategy. It's just don't be a dick in the first round, in all honesty, for most people. So, yeah. That's it. But what to do is if you have any questions or anything that you feel that you might need help with me from, what to do is reach out. I'll help you. That's absolutely fine. I'm going to put this document as well in the description of this video so you can put it on your phone so you can go through it and you can see it. And make sure you go through the movement standards. Make sure your judge knows what they're doing. Make sure they're calling out your reps because counting that many reps, that many arms, that many times can be a bit confusing. So make sure you've got someone who's on the right wavelength and is me a date. Anyway, let's go. Good luck, guys. Week 1, let's fucking go. Let's get after it.